When a private fight became public all of a sudden, it broke Chip Gaines's heart and left millions of fans wondering what would happen next. They would have to make a decision that would shake their kingdom to its core because of this sudden turn of events. Late in 2022, Joanna Gaines told everyone that she was healing from back surgery that she hadn't planned. This wasn't a small problem. It was connected to a back issue that had been going on for a while and was getting worse over time. She showed a picture of herself in a hospital bed in an Instagram post about her healing. At that time, the well-known designer showed a different side, a weakness and human side. Fans saw Joanna, who was the major creative force behind the company, lying in a hospital bed. Her normal lively self was very different from this. She was often seen working quickly on home improvements. Chip was in a spot that he couldn't fix with paint or tools. He was known for his jokes and never-ending energy. He wasn't on the job or in front of the camera. Instead, he was next to a hospital bed, dealing with something he wasn't used to. He was very upset by the news. This moment made a big difference between how successful they seemed to be in public and how hard things really were for them. People were used to seeing them as perfect, but this event showed a different, more fragile side of things, which made their fans feel incredibly sorry for them. Fans gathered around her, leaving encouraging comments and crying because they felt deeply connected to their favorite couple who was going through a hard time. Joanna's health scare stopped all of their plans, not just put them on hold. Chip had to really think about his life, their work, and what was important. He was more needed than ever by their 5 kids, Drake, Ella, Duke, Emmy, and little crew. So was Joanna. This event sent them a strong message that made them rethink their tight work-life balance and think about putting their family and personal health ahead of their quickly growing businesses. This made them think deeply about what was most important, which led them to make a choice that would shock many and change the course of their famous kingdom. Joanna Lee Stevens was born in April 1978 in Wichita, Kansas. She comes from a mixed family because she is half Korean and half German and Lebanese. As a child, she often felt odd and out of place, especially in Kansas and Austin. She was a teen when her family moved to Waco, Texas. Her father, U.S. Army Sergeant Jerry Stevens, worked hard, was in the U.S. Army, and started a Firestone tire shop. Nan, her mother, raised Joanna and her brothers with quiet strength. She kept Korean traditions alive in a country that didn't always pay attention to them. Joanna was picked on for her looks as a child, and the hurt felt deep inside for years. Waco, Texas changed, though. She got into a groove and was even chosen as homecoming queen. This wasn't because she was trying to fit in, but because she might not have been trying so hard. Joanna went to Baylor University to study marketing. She didn't want shiplap or open-concept kitchens as her big dream. She wanted to be a TV news reporter in Waco. She did work experience at TV and radio stations. For one term, she even worked behind the scenes at 48 Hours with Dan Rather in New York City. She had a quiet voice, but she was very driven. The path she was on seemed to lead to television journalism, which is very different from remodeling homes. Then something strange happened. Chip Gaines met her. He first saw her in ads for her dad's Firestone tire shop and knew who she was when he walked into the shop in 2001. They began going out together. Chip was an hour and a half late for their first date and didn't say sorry. This almost kept them from going on a second one. At first, Joanna, who liked quieter guys, thought Chip was a little crazy with all his business ideas. Chip and his friend made a bet about who could wait longer to call their dates back, so their second date was pushed back months. After dating for a year, Chip asked her to marry him. He surprised her by telling her he was taking her to a show when he really took her to a shopping center and proposed. He then took her to choose her own engagement ring. The surprises kept going when their family showed up at dinner to praise them. They got married in Waco in 2003, 2 years after they met. Joanna went from working as a reporter for a TV station to flipping houses in an instant. At first, it wasn't a big deal. They made homes better in the Waco area. They opened a small store called Magnolia Market in 2003, the same year they got married. The store sold home goods that were in Joanna's style with neutral colors, rough textures, and cozy simple designs. Joanna began writing a blog about their home improvements. These weren't fancy posts. They were just honest thoughts about things like family life, paint colors, and floors. What first caught people's attention was that they were talking about their lives and work in a real way, not with a slick business plan. People were truly moved by the honest way Joanna shared their journey, making a connection that felt real and easy to reach. This human touch is what made the Magnolia brand what it is today. Those short blog posts led to something bigger. Someone from High Noon Entertainment saw her writing and asked her and Chip to make a sizzle reel, which is a short movie to pitch an idea for a show. Fixer Upper, which aired on HGTV in May 2013, was based on that clip. By April 2014, it had a full season. No one really saw what happened next coming. Ron Orrick's Fixer Upper went off. All of a sudden, shiplap walls, barn doors, and clawfoot tubs were all the rage in Joanna's country chic style. Her designs didn't shout at you. Instead, they made you feel at home, safe, and at ease. This emotional link to her designs, beyond just how they looked, was what made the show so popular. By 2018, Zillow had found that houses that had features that Joanna liked were selling for an average of 30% more than they were worth. That's power, not just impact. The city of Waco also changed. This town, which used to be quiet and unnoticed, is now a place people want to visit. Fans flew in to see Magnolia Market at the silos, buy cupcakes from the bakery, and feel like they were in the world that Joanna and Chip had created. The show's popularity went beyond TV, having a big effect on the economy and culture. It made their idea a national event, but they weren't done building yet. Magnolia Journal is a living magazine with a calm, honest, and lovely voice that came out in 2016. By 2017, Joanna had teamed up with Target to bring the Hearth and Hand with Magnolia collection to shops across the country. The collection included 300 items ranging from bedding to kitchenware. Then in February 2019, they worked together with Anthropology. In order to keep going, they opened a coffee shop, a restaurant, a bakery, and finally their own TV network. That's right, they have their own network. In April 2020, a show hinted at what would become Magnolia Network, which would take the place of the DIY network completely. It was launched for real on January 5th. Fixer Upper, Welcome Home was the first show to air during the reboot.